Look in my eyes, and be no surprise. You'll find a window to love, and anything in my power to welcome you. Please, you too. Just look at your seat. Love is a house, you have the key. I hear you calling my name, and begging low if I answer. Things will never be the same. Never be the same. I know that you're the number one for me. Taking where I wanna be. Just look at your see. That you have to keep it. You don't want to be alone. That is me. Thank you, baby.
What up? What up? Peace, peace, peace. That was Old School Force MDs, I believe. Love is a house. Love is a house. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on in Africa and Haiti. There's some conversation and controversy going on with Apple right now for supposedly accepting blood minerals. We're going to do some news clips on that and overall talk about what I'm confused about most of all is why is the president that knows all these things, that's calling out Apple for partaking in this blood mineral stuff going on, the Cobalt or whatever it's called over there that they're digging for, mining for. Why is the president not shutting it down? I don't understand that part. So maybe we can get some understanding after looking at this video and other videos. Please, if you could, please like and share the video. Please subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. All videos is under fair use of the 107 of the copyright of 1979, 107, for education, research, observation, entertainment, fair use, fair use, fair use. Please like the video. How are you doing? Dat boy CT, please don't keep doing that in my chat room. Let me hide you for a little bit. You said hi a couple of times, so we don't need you to keep saying hi. Say hi one time and I will respond. Don't spam the chat room. Please don't do that. Anyways, fair use. This is Al Jazeera English talking about the real cost of cobalt mining in the DR. They have a lot of issues because they are overflowing with a lot of resources, and the world really basically is trying to keep them under so that they can capitalize and pillage Congo. But what is the president's responsibility, I wonder?
Selon Cobalt ile shitu inaitosha. Shitu unaona ke shitu produit moi tellement iko recherché ça.
Cobalt is very much in demand everywhere.
Unatosha ma Cobalt oui niveau ya hapa sasa tunasema partout. Maintenant ile kazi yetu inalaka na risk. Parce que bale babiana benzetu barafiki wana bale beshakufa.
They should use the conditions in, what do you say? Hold on. It's very tragic. This is what they have to do every single day to get the cobalt that we use in our phones and in our laptops and all other electronics. Again, they should be utilizing these resources to better their situation, but somehow it's been cut off to where they're not benefiting and they're living below the poverty line in Congo. How you doing, Miss D? Thank you for coming through. I really appreciate you. And I just don't understand how they can bring cameras in, show all this stuff, and then go back home. The president is well aware of these things, and yet he's complaining about what the United States corporations such as Apple is doing, but he has not figured out how he can stop what's going on. We may run out of oxygen, he says. And if you give up there, it's over. The earth buries you. Everyone is talking about it, and the world's energy transition is cobalt. It's one of the most important minerals. Yes, it's cobalt, more or less 60% of the world's reserves. There's talk everywhere about the energy transition. We speak of climate change, but there are people paying with their lives for this transition. And those are the people who live alongside the mining activities. I can't dream of saving the planet without saving my Congo.
If you think about what causes climate change, you
burning coal oil or natural gas to produce the energy that runs factories or heats homes. You're talking about the very fundamentals of a modern economy. So we have to find a way to displace the use of fossil fuels in each of those activities.
Means moving towards far more renewable-based sources of energy. But there is a material intensity to creating solar panels, electric batteries, wind turbines, and this is creating a boom in mining for the cobalt, the lithium, and other key minerals to make those technologies.
That can help reduce the effects of air pollution in some cities, but the cost of that process is extremely big. Where does lithium come from? Where does cobalt come from?
So it's crucial. Who owns the mine? How are they financed? How are they governed?
Somebody always gets hurt. And unfortunately, it's usually the people in the world who are poorest and are least able to defend themselves, including in places like Congo, where the governance is a shambles.
Speaking of shambles, there was a recent attempted coup that happened in Congo recently. It was cut off, though, from happening. And some Americans, so-called Americans, although they were originally from Africa, I think only one was not. Let's see what they say about this coup that happened about 2 or 3 days ago. And then we'll get back to that presentation about the Cobalt in Congo. It's all related, though, to what is happening in Congo. And we should know what is happening in other places that may affect us indirectly, whether we want to recognize it or not.
Hero faces an uncertain future after being ensnared in his father's failed coup attempt. But some insist he should be held accountable for his actions. Others contend that Marcel were simply an innocent son caught in his father's ambitions. His mother in particular passionately defends his innocence, portraying him as a victim of circumstance rather than a willing participant. Before we dive into our topic today, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel and ringing the bell.
Yes, by the way, please like and share this video. Let me fast forward this a little bit.
A young American captured in Congo after a failed coup led by his father had been prepared for conflict from a young age, according to his social media. Christian Malanga, 41, was shot dead in Congo after allegedly orchestrating a botched coup against the government of Felix Tshisekedi Sunday. His son, Marcel Malanga, 21, traveled from near home in Utah to join the coup and has since been detained. Marcel seemed to have a typical American upbringing. He graduated from Copper Hills High School, West Georgia, Utah.
He is not an African American. His father was a refugee from somewhere else. Again, this misidentifying anyone as a Black American, so-called African American, is happening way too often. He is not an African American. He's a African American. He's originally from, his father is originally from Africa. So he's whatever his father is, American.
In 2020, where he was a star football player. After high school, he played for the Utah Islanders, a team that helps develop players for college football. Nearly a year ago, Marcel shared a picture with his father, captioning it, "Honored to have you as my earthly father. I can't wait to change the world with you." Marcel's social media is a mixture of Christian philosophy, diamonds for sale, and images of assault rifles, hinting at the looming conflict. A video from 2016 shows a young Marcel at a shooting range, receiving instructions from his father. In other childhood photos he shared, he wrote, "War baby, trained to kill." Marcel frequently updated his followers with posts featuring assault rifle. Marcel's father had at least 2 marriages, one of which was to fellow Congolese expatriate Lucille Malanga, who Marcel also calls mom. Lucille's social media profiles reveal her deep passion for the politics of her homeland. Currently residing in Miami, Florida, Lucille's Facebook cover image features Malanga with the caption, President of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Meanwhile, another of Malanga's children, his daughter, Christine, mourned their father in a heartfelt Facebook post. Marcel's mother, Brittany Sawyer, has spoken out on social media, describing his son as an innocent boy who simply followed his father. She explained how Marcel ended up in Congo, emphasizing his innocence and his loyalty to his father. All the hate in the world, it's so sick, Sawyer wrote on Facebook. This was an innocent boy following his father. I'm so tired of all the videos being posted all over and being sent to me, she said. Marcel Malanga finds himself thrust into a complex situation, seemingly influenced by his father's thirst for power. His social media presence hints at exposure to firearms.
So he lost his life for attempting the coup, the father, and the son right now is being held, but he was there willingly if he went all the way there to the Congo. I hope that they'll give us more information about these people, but that the son is not a Black American. He's not African American. His father is originally from Africa somewhere, maybe the Congo or somewhere else. He was a refugee and was in America. He ended up being a car salesman from one of the videos that I have heard of. I can't find it right now. But he's being labeled as an African American. This is why we need to delineate. We keep having the same issue with our identity being usurped and used by anyone. And it's kind of ridiculous. But I wanted to show the fact that there's always turmoil and instability going on in the Congo, and that's by design. I don't know if they were sent by the United States government or not to attempt this coup. I don't know if the guy did it on his own free will, the father, that failed. I guess more information is going to have to be gathered before we know. But that was just recently, like a couple of days ago. So, yeah, there's a lot of unknown answers pertaining to that coup, and I'm still going to try to figure it out as I go on.
En RDC, l'exploitation minière est organisée sous deux formes. Il y a une forme industrielle, c'est-à-dire que à ce moment-là, ce sont les grandes entreprises qui exploitent les minéraux du cuivre et du cobalt sous forme industrielle, alors qu'une autre forme, c'est l'exploitation minière.
Mine hands primarily done by Congolese nationals.
Nationaux congolais.
Père wa 8 enfants. Nakawa mutelema sana nuna miaka ya mingi sana mkaja kaizaji. Tumelala tunashuka majimu chini.
We go down wells that are very in depth, depending on where we are going to find the product. Sometimes you think you have to dig 10 meters to find the product, but you find this after only 2 meters. You can drill for as long as a year without finding anything. There are wells of 20, 30, 35, 40 meters. But my well is 21 meters deep.
Ça me pose quand même un problème de l'activité de l'homme parce que les gens qui travaillent dans ces milieux-là, dans ces conditions,
illicit and illegal conditions are not safe enough.
Les dangers des droits humains, et les les exploitants miniers artisanaux travaillent dans des conditions, je disais, pas assez hygiéniques, pas assez sécurisantes pour eux, parce que les galeries dans lesquelles ils entrent, c'est déjà un effort assez terrible qu'ils mènent. Moi, je ne saurais pas le faire.
Juu iishe mufike mu niveau ya perisete na chini, atukaa pale ifanye mkwe nguvu pika masi. Mena kama mnafika fashi produit kisha kufimbia pale panakuwa panene, me mshukwe na lukuka ya kufia mnepeshi akifanya anze kutumika ile ya mbio sana, itachoka kupita, tashito kumujika. Donc na utalekea deja pale unalekea kama kuna mtu akusekonde pale. Donc ile haraka ni nguvu inaisha pamoja na ukachika.
Speaking of children, they are also partakers in this mining.
This giant brown chasm you see here is the end result of centuries of mining in the Congo. More than 500,000 people reside in the Congolese city of Cobalt, where it holds more cobalt than the rest of the world combined. Global electric car sales tripled in just 3 years, soaring from 4% in 2020 to 14% in 2022. Projections for 2023 indicates a staggering 14 million electric vehicles sold, showcasing a remarkable 35% year-over-year growth. And it's not just EVs. Smartphones, laptops, e-bikes dominate e-commerce, ranking in billions. In the US alone, consumers shell out $14 billion on electronic gadgets. The exponential rise in global demands for electronic goods propelled by the rapidly growing electric vehicle market amplifies the crisis surrounding the cobalt supply chain, impacting the lives of Congolese people who bear the brunt of hazardous mining conditions, social economic disparities, and environmental degradation. So how did we get here?
The history of the Congo is the history of the enslavement and colonization and pillage of Africa. So the Belgians took over in 1908, and right at that period, in the southeastern corner of the country, a place called Katanga, they discovered massive mineral deposits on a scale unlike anywhere else in the world. The Belgians used the same kind of forced labor terror regime to force the population living there to mine for copper. And
oh, they're saying that this is copywritten material. I can't even play it. Oh, Lord. Let me find a better video. I really wanted to show that video. Man, why is it copywritten? Okay, let me find another video. Okay, this one might be better. Fair use, fair use. I'm not trying to infringe, just trying to educate and give information pertaining to what is going on in the Congo that's affecting children and the people of the Congo. They're perpetually in a poor state of living due to the practices that's being imposed on them, that's being allowed, I believe, by the government to have these conditions still play out because he hasn't done nothing to change anything.
The Democratic Republic of Congo is one of the poorest countries on earth. But it holds the world's richest deposits of cobalt. Now the race is on to mine the metal essential to making electric car batteries.
this is what people in this region are digging and dying for.
It's dangerous work. The massive industrial mines, mostly Chinese-owned, are a law unto themselves.
People are dying for labor safety.
Corruption and violence are rampant. Small-scale or artisanal miners who work on the fringes of the big mines risk arrest, even death. Many are children.
world's cobalt comes from the Congo. The country is deeply troubled. Decades of conflict have destroyed its economy and its health and education systems. Millions live on less than $2 a day. As demand for this metal has surged, Congolese have flooded into the south of the country, looking to make a buck from the boom. Some have been lucky to find jobs in the big mines. Most, like Mama Natalie and her sons, John and King, scratch out a living digging for cobalt in the waste that the industrial mines discard.
Mpaka vile kama unaenda mlimo unakalakajeka unapata watoto wanakuruka akupata wanalala paka vile na njaa.
Mama Natalie and her family are artisanal miners, workers who extract the metal by hand in illegal or semi-regulated sites. These miners produce up to 30% of the Congo's cobalt. Every day, before the security guards arrive, they climb the embankments of this Chinese-owned mine and join hundreds of other families in search of cobalt.
Tunapata bulongo wa kusampisha, ndio nao wanaanza kutusakia bulongo na kulokota tule kwenye tubamakie.
They're trespassing, so they have to work fast. Security often beat, arrest, and even shoot artisanal miners.
Wow, so it's being controlled by China. China. And they have to hurry up and get out of Dodge before security arrive or they could get killed. Wow. But China, as quiet as they are, they're big actors when it comes to moving and grooving in Africa right now. Definitely. It's not a good life for my children. We just don't have any other, I guess, options.
Almost as soon as they begin, it's time to leave. The mine security teams are on their way.
Now, why is this important? Again, a lot of people are making billions upon billions of dollars in the locals are making $1, if that, a day. If that, $2, I guess, max they're making. But the people that's making the extra money is companies like Apple. And here again, DR Congo is accusing Apple of using that blood mineral.
Hello and welcome. I'm Clarisse Fortuny and you're watching Eye on Africa, our main stories. DR Congo versus Apple. The country warns the tech giant of legal action, alleging that the minerals used by Apple come from mines where human rights are violated by rebels. Elections in Togo. The campaign is about to end before the big day on April 29th, and the country is set to shift to a parliamentary system. Technology and education goes hand in hand in the DRC.
Oh, they're saying that this is blocked too. Lord, what is going on? They violating me. Oh, man, I don't get a break. This story is not hard to tell. I mean, it is hard to tell. Apparently, they're violating me. So they said, let me see, am I being blocked still? Oh, Lord. Can y'all hear me still? I don't know if you can still hear me. Yeah, they're violating. So, what am I supposed to do? Let me see. Are y'all able to see something else? I don't know. let's just wait a little bit. I hope that you guys would like the video, share the video, subscribe to my channel. I'm having a hard time giving this information because everything for some reason is being copywritten. And I'm trying to showcase what's going on in the Congo. I think that we should know what's going on over there and why it's so taboo to do this story. It's wow. But the people are being abused over there for change. And companies like Apple ought to be ashamed of themselves. They're getting these minerals and making billions and keeping this thing in place and incentives to take over and do. Are y'all able to hear me, Lynn? Are you able to see this now? Can you see the video that I'm showing? It says stream unavailable. Can you hear me though? Oh, you can now. Can you hear me? I guess you can hear me. Okay, let me gather my thoughts. 2 videos. This video might not be able to be shown after all because I've had 2 copyrighted videos that appeared. But, you know, I think it's important to try to show this. I'm going to try to bring this other video back from Al Jazeera. YouTube, I'm just trying to give information, copyright, not intending to infringe, but to showcase educational-wise information and research about what is happening in the Congo. I hope that you will allow this video to stay up. Let's go. She used to work in the mines. Wow. Some died of diseases like malaria. When I was told we came here, but I discovered he had already, I guess, died. Didn't see him. Because I only had one son. I think they're speaking French, y'all. I'm trying to understand. Are they speaking their language or are they speaking in French? Can y'all catch a tell me what you think? End up with 8 people being forced to share 40 USD. Wow. No matter how much ore is found, poverty is always visible in the mining areas. The bulk of the miners mined by the Congolese, of course, is bought by Chinese companies. To China, then these ores land in Europe and throughout the West. Then these ores land in Europe and throughout the West, either in the batteries that power our telephones or the laptops, or the batteries that we put in electric vehicles. By going to the mines, I can die or suffer. Someone working hard is exploited. They are the forgotten victims of the energy transition. A lot of people look at these people, African people, as disposable, apparently. It's pretty wild that I am barred from showing these videos. I'm going to try to find another video to talk about Apple because they're the ones being accused of using this blood minerals.
ishikile mambo ile bataushikile kirima bantu yabo bazunga banaushisha nashi mwetra mwanantu waya
Et l'État congolais n'exploite plus rien. Ce sont les investisseurs privés, les multinationales qui exploitent. L'État devrait reprendre son autorité dans les secteurs parce que l'État a perdu son autorité et c'est à cause de la corruption. L'exploitation minière artisanale, en principe, devait contribuer dans la lutte contre la pauvreté des populations. Mais aujourd'hui, là où il y a l'exploitation minière artisanale, c'est la précarité,
instability. Once again, you'll find the paradox between the massive revenue from mining and the poverty of the people. This wealth is not dispersed or beneficial to the population. It only benefits a small elite.
The conditions in which that mining is happening in many countries are deeply exploitative of children and of laborers. They should be dignified and well-paid jobs.
Extractive industries ultimately always impoverish the countries where they're extracting. There are very few exceptions to that. Working in the global south, where many people are living on less than $1 a day, it's not so much about decelerating growth, because what we have is actually populations that are facing starvation and hunger because of climate change. They need more food, need more of everything, not less. But how can we get more of everything without having to industrialize in the same ways that the West did?
Wow.
Too many cooks spoil the labor cost percentage.
There's definitely a depressing storyline. Let me take a break. Let me see if you guys are saying anything in the chat room. If you could, please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. What's up, everybody in the chat room? I have two people I'm not sure I have seen before. Thapi Matse, how are you doing? I'm hoping I pronounced your name all right. How are you doing from the South Africa? Okay. Preacher Thama 8 Twin, thank you for letting me know that they were violating, because I didn't know until you said that. What's up, Lynn? Thank you for coming through. I wonder how long they interrupted the video without me knowing. It's in their language, you said, Tappy? What's in their language? And Lynn says, where is their president and leaders? What are they doing to help their people? Yeah, they know all this stuff, and they're like letting it be known that this is happening. But what are they doing to stop it? That's why a coup is going to probably continue to happen over there, because obviously the leaders are not thinking it's, that important to deal with. Lynn says it's all about the money. People don't matter. That's sad. Yeah, I cannot imagine being over there in those conditions and risking your life daily for food. They're literally risking their life daily for food. I don't understand why this is happening. But just wickedness. That's all I can say. Is pure wickedness. Now, here's another video. I hope they'll let me play this one. I played videos from this before. I'm trying to get this understanding about Apple and what they're saying. If they're saying anything, I think they're still silent about these accusations.
Now let's turn to the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC. It's a country in Central Africa, one of the largest on the continent and home to over 100 million people. The DRC has issued a notice to the world's second largest company, Apple, the makers of the iPhone. The DRC has accused Apple of using quote-unquote blood minerals. Minerals taken from conflict zones in the country. Now, the Democratic Republic of Congo wants Apple to stop. It has issued a formal cease and desist order. If Apple does not comply, it will face legal action. Now, first, let's look at what these blood minerals are and why they call that. The DR Congo is rich in certain minerals, metal deposits that are used to make electronic devices like the iPhone. 3 minerals found in the DRC go into making phones: tantalum, tin, and tungsten. Together, they're referred to as 3T. Now, these 3 minerals are found in the ground. They're mined, purified, and then transformed into phone parts. The Democratic Republic of Congo has all 3 in abundant quantities, making it an important country in electronic supply chains. But there's a problem. The blood part in blood minerals. The minerals are not in some safe area to be picked up at one's leisure. No, the minerals are mostly found in the eastern DRC, in provinces that have been embroiled in conflict for years. This is the region in question. The North and South Kivu provinces. This area is full of different armed groups. Some are terrorist outfits, like the local branch of the Islamic State. Then you have various militias. Some support the DRC government, others are backed by foreign powers. One prominent force is called the M23 group. They control vast swathes of land. They've been fighting against the Congolese government for years, and they're backed by Rwanda. Yes, that Rwanda of genocide and British deportation fame.
This situation has exacted a high human price, 15 million deaths, and it is the work of a neighboring country, Rwanda, whose intoxicating obsession with the abundant...
Wow, Rwanda, the same country that's taken immigrants pretty soon from UK. And those immigrants are trying to get out of Dodge now. They're missing in the UK because they know that they're now being detained to go to Rwanda. Rwanda has their hands in the cookie jar alongside of China. I wonder if they're partners. Who is partnered up with Rwanda's president? They got all these other militias and all these other groups of people that are vying for power, and that place is a hotbed for mess. And they're going to continue to have attempted coups, if not a coup, that will happen over there. But something's got to give, because it can't stand as is. But I think the reason why the people can't fight back, because they're not able to maintain the energy. They don't have the food. They're living every single day off of a meal. I cannot imagine that condition. That is horrific right there. Unbelievable.
Strategic resources lying beneath the soil of my country have led it to lose all sense of reason. This neighboring country is persisting and continuing its criminal enterprise to procure colossal economic benefits.
Rwanda backs an armed militia in the DRC. The M23 group takes over mineral-rich territory, forces locals, adults, and children to mine these minerals, and sends them across the border, letting Rwanda profit from the DRC's minerals. And the M23 are not the only ones doing this. Most of the armed groups have their own fiefdoms. They have carved out their own territory. They rule with an iron fist and force the local people to work in the mines, the 3T mines and others.
Wow.
That is why the DRC has called them blood minerals. Congolese blood is shed when they are extracted.
See, I didn't know they were being forced. I thought that they just had to do this for survival. Like they had no other option but to dig and mine, because that's all they got. I didn't know that they had militias roping people up and saying, you're going to go dig. Whether you die today or not, you're still going to be down there digging. That is absolutely wicked. Man, and they doing that to little kids. Wow.
The DRC says companies like Apple are complicit in all of this. And Apple, of course, is not the only one. Intel, HP, even Tesla. All these brands have been accused of using blood minerals. It's a charge that Apple and the others often deny, even though investigations over the years have proved this link. There are a number of studies about this, but the companies keep denying the reports. For proof, they point to a monitoring agency. The agency is run by rich white Europeans. It is incentivized to clear as many minerals as possible, and it is self-monitored. But despite these obvious...
They have made and kept Congo like a wasteland. There's no buildings or anything that I can tell. I'm sure they have some a little bit in the city, but maybe China has developed somewhat in Congo. I'm trying to think, is that what their cities look like? Or, you know, are they developed a little bit? Especially with the president and stuff, is that I'm sure that's developed. But who built that portion of development or architectural buildings and whatnot? I wonder if it's China. But it feels like a whole lot of people are vying for this land. And it's not a quick fix, that's for sure.
Flags. Companies like Apple use these agencies to get a clean chit. That is how your Western companies keep denying responsibility with the help of compromised monitoring agencies. After choosing to ignore the blood on their supplies, the same companies make all those sleek, fancy ads about a green future, inclusivity, diversity, or some of these other things to appeal to Gen Z. Talk about hypocrisy. Apple might be guilty of all this too, but the DRC will have to prove it. The country will be up against one of the biggest companies in the world, so we wish the Congolese the best of luck.
Man, that is something. I don't even know how to wrap my head around all this. Let me see what you are saying in the chat room. You can't continue to oppress people and they don't rise and fight back. I think, unfortunately, their hands are tied because they're living day to day. And, of course, they're being forced to do so. So how can they rally up the people, the locals, if they have armed militia all over the place and they don't have no arms or nothing? They're defenseless. They are definitely helpless. And it's a hopeless situation. It's very depressing to even think about. I cannot imagine even witnessing that in person to see how people are being treated like that. Lynn says people need to realize they need to stay in their countries and fight their governments because they will have no rights in others, as the UK is showing by putting them out. Yeah. A lot of these other places like Nigeria, I believe that they have more than enough people to change their situation around. They're not being treated like the Congolese are being treated. They have able-bodied men that are all over the place and globally. Why won't they get their shit together and lead other countries to do so? Again, a lot of this is just being comfortable with the elites that are comfortable. The elites don't care, more or less, what happens to the common folk. And there's so many examples of how elites are they just don't give a damn. And they're not going to change anything because that messes up their bottom dollar. You said all these African leaders are bought and paid for. I believe that 95% of them are. I understand that new Burkina Faso guy, I forgot his name, alongside of Mali and Niger are trying to do something totally different, but it remains to be seen if they're going to be successful over time, if this is a short stint or if they're going to be successful for a number of years or not, to even see if they're going to form something. They said they're forming some type of federation, but it remains to be seen if these foreign entities such as France or others are going to leave them alone. I doubt it. I think that France is ratcheting up his or their thoughts on what they should be able to do against the Africans that are going against them, because in their mind, they had control over those 14 countries of Africa, France, and now they see a lot of murmurings and people making noise and people fighting back. But that's not happening in the Congo, and that's not happening in Nigeria or other places that's supposed to be leading, because they have a lot more people, more able-bodied men. I don't understand. Why don't people put pressure onto Nigerians? But they're bought and paid for, like you said. Most of them are. That new president of Nigeria, Tinubu, I'm sure he's bought and paid for. Tappy says they were speaking in their language. The president is there, but he doesn't care as long as their own family don't go to sleep hungry. I heard that. That seems to be the case, but he's playing for the public, I guess, pretending to care, to bring up Apple. Why bring it up if you're not going to do something about it? Len says they have forced labor and forced child labor in the Congo. I saw it in a documentary about a year ago. Yes, they do. It's forced. And if they could do that there, they could do it in other places easily too. Just imagine what China's influence is going to bring after they get more and more power. Yeah, the suffering is way too much, Tappy. It is, it's unfortunate, and I don't see no end in sight for them. Easy Axe says, what's up? How you doing, Easy Axe? Good morning to you too. These big U.S. corporations appear to be running the U.S. government. Yeah, it seems that way, doesn't it? It's weird. And they're globalists. All of them are. You said, Lynn says, no, they won't leave them alone. The Europeans, Chinese, Arabic or Arabian, India, Russia won't leave them alone. Yeah, they won't, because they have all the resources and they know what to do with the resources. And unfortunately, the Africans don't know what to do with the resources, and they have allowed this situation to be in place. And I don't know how they can remedy it, because too many people, too many globalizers are in the mix. Too many colonizers are in the mix. They have allowed themselves to be saturated by all these different globalizers. And wow, it is very, very depressing to even consider this type of stuff. Let's go back now to the video that's allowing me to play about what's going on in the Congo. And then in a minute, I want to talk about Haiti, because there's some stuff that's going on over there too, with the people that's trying to get out of Dodge of Haiti because of their fighting and the gangs going on over there.
Je rappelle que le peuple du Lualaba ne vit pas que de l'exploitation minière. Ici, on a toujours vécu aussi grâce à l'agriculture, grâce à la pêche et d'autres activités. Autour des installations minières, il y a des rivières qui sont en train
Very polluted, the rivers. Every time there's a mining activity starting here or there, local communities are losing their rivers. Now we have no more rivers for fishing. What? Oh my God. I know this entire lake. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Before this lake was good. We don't have fish like we used to. By selling the fish we catch, I can get 20 or even 25 USD, depending on how many fish I catch. One day I caught 122 fish and I had filled my little perigee. I was so happy. I don't know why this lake has changed. Now we go fishing. Sometimes I only catch 2 or 3 fish. Other days, nothing. I don't know. Maybe it's the medicine they're putting in the water. Wow. He thinks somebody's doing something to the water, y'all. They're not able to get a lot of fish like they used to. They're virtually saying that their fish are being depleted, and they think something might be wrong with the water. Wow.
There is a simple narrative that stopping all fossil fuels will get us to below a 1.5 degree. It's not enough. We need a mix of solutions. Yes, we do need to scale down and reduce fossil fuels, but how do we do so without completely changing our way of life in terms of balancing growth and balancing the innovation? But what generally happens, especially in Africa, is that a solution is imposed. It's always about offering alternatives and bringing people along to see what those alternatives mean.
I can't talk about the Congo without the Congolese. Decisions have been made on the implementation of standards and regulations for the management of Congo's problems without including the Congolese. That's when you know you have no power, when they don't even converse with you as a people. And we're seeing more and more of that happening to us here in America. At one point, people used to come and converse with us. Now, all of a sudden, our leaders have turned their back and they've decided on what they're going to do. And they don't even include us in conversation. They just talk about what they want to talk about. And they are pressuring us to feel like we're Pan-African, for instance, against our will. Once you lose your voice, you know that you are losing your power. And they have been lost their voice. And there he's explaining that decisions and stuff is made about them without them. They have no control, no say-so over anything. He said, we are not against mining as such, but we want mining that benefits everyone. And the first to benefit must be we the people. So far, the ordinary Congolese people haven't benefited. But some Congolese in power have, and above all, the international community. All I know today is that it is the Chinese, but who sold to the Chinese? He said it is the Chinese. The Chinese is very much going around in the Congo very silently, but they have a lot of influence going on in the Congo and Rwanda also. I wonder, are they in partnership? He's alluding that it might be the Americans that have put on China to do what they're doing. But what if it's Rwanda? What if it's Rwanda? So today, as somebody here said, we see the conflict, but we don't know who's actually fighting. And we feel every day on every level that the Congo is here to be taken. He said the Congo is here to be taken. They're definitely acting as if they're trying to kill off the people. Definitely look like they're trying to really make things a lot more harder than it was. And it just sounds like this is just awful. Actually awful. Mining in our country, the DRC has a long history. With the mining law of 2002, the sector was liberalized. The state monopoly was broken. Other multinationals started to exploit, and today there are more than 60 mining companies in operation right now, he says. 60. As a result, it's not the Congo exploiting the Cobalt, but it's the multinational. We have noticed that for some years that people come into our country with empty hands and pretend to be entrepreneurs and leave with billions while we remain poor.
Growth in the global north today relies on this massive net appropriation of resources and energy. Basically means that the damages from the global north's growth are effectively suffered in the global south.
That is not at all compatible with bringing about the deep transformation that's required.
The transition toward clean technologies is one that is only available to precisely those who are most responsible for emissions. That is unacceptable. So there is a double responsibility of those who have a higher carbon footprint. First, to clean up their own act, and secondly, to support those who also need to have access to a better life.
Countries like the US or like the EU have a responsibility to make sure that while they are drawing on these resources that are important to make the transition to the renewable energy economy, are not extracted on the backs of people who just don't have any other options in life than to work in terrible and sometimes deadly conditions.
Wow, that's too much. And they, in their future, the kids, what do they have to look forward to? What do they have to look forward to? To be treated in the same manner. It's really, really unfortunate. Wow. I don't know what to say. I'm lost for words right now. Let me see if you guys are saying anything in the chat. Please like and share the video. I really would appreciate that. You said no rivers for fishing because of pollution. That will bring more hunger in the Congo. Yep. Well, how are you doing, Artemis Bullard? How are you doing? Thank you for coming back. They are destroying the earth, and the earth will fight back. Man, they definitely are destroying the earth. Everything about the earth is being tried right now. I hope that I don't witness all this suffering, man. I feel like I can't do too many of these type of stories. But moving forward now to Haiti. Haiti is definitely in a crisis. And the Haitians are asking the question of why is the U.S. now deporting the Haitian migrants. I hope that I'll be able to show this video. Fair use for educational purposes.
The U.S. is
response to Haitian nationals seeking safety is always met with violence, and anti-Black racism within the immigration system in the United States is rooted in that hatred for people of color, specifically of Black people. And we all know it, and we witnessed it.
When these July 2021 images of U.S. Border Patrol whipping Haitian migrants in the Rio Grande circulated, many were outraged and said it echoed images of the slave trade.
When the officer felt comfortable enough to repeat the same image we have seen in this country for hundreds of years, to be comfortable enough to chase Black people.
If they feel like they're not wanted, why come? Why come? Again, they're utilizing our history towards their advancement and benefit. They want to complain about how they're being received, but they knew before they came of this history here in America. And if we can't get it to change, and we most certainly been trying, they most certainly shouldn't be clueless on why they're being targeted and discriminated against. But she's an advocate for her people, and she talks as if she has entitlement rights here in America. And I just don't think that that is the mindset that we need for America to stand. We can't have just willy-nilly anyone coming up over here. And I'm just talking in general about the migrant situation. It's globally going on, but America is being saturated with all types of migrants or illegals at this point. And I don't know. I don't feel as sorry as probably you guys would think that I would feel sorry. I don't feel as sorry when people are illegally entering into America. America, we're on our last leg, feels like. And I don't want to see America second world class or third world class. I don't want to see the destruction of America while I'm living. If it's going to happen, let me be gone. But she thinks that we're supposed to be sympathetic to her because of her skin color or her people's skin color. But I don't focus on skin color. I focus on what's happening to the country at large as a bigger picture. How will this look if a lot of these people are allowed to just have their way in America? It's not going to benefit Black Americans one iota.
That is how the United States always respond when it comes to Black migrants and when it comes specifically to Haitian migrants. And history keeps on repeating itself.
In part one of this Zip Code special series, A Tale of Two Countries, One Border, I explored what it's like for Haitian migrants in Mexico and that nation's response to Black immigrants there.
This is where coyotes and smugglers come and they bring in all the migrants to cross into the U.S.
I'm already good here. You know, all I need is make money. I mean, I can't afford the U.S.
U.S. Border Patrol ended 2023 with more migrant encounters at the southern border than any other year on record.
It's the pain that I see in the migrants, in the people seeking safety, in the refugees, but also what we as a people are missing out on. We are missing out on an opportunity to really connect.
Now, I traveled to the other side of the border wall to dig into how U.S. policy affects Haitians in search of asylum, the impact of race in that pursuit, and what's next.
If Trump gets in office, they won't have to worry about how it's going to be affecting them or any other migrant or illegal. He's going to deal with that. You know, he's going to deal with all this mess going on. Whether you're understanding if it's humane to do or not, Trump is not going to care one iota. That's why all these people coming up over here knowing that it's a possibility that Trump could come back, you're asking for problems. asking to be deported?
These migrants.
There needs to be processes put in place to be able to welcome people with dignity and compassion and respect. Oh my God! And we know it's possible. We have done it for the Ukrainians.
I'm in San Diego, California, where dozens of Haitian migrants are picking up diapers and toys. For Colleen Joseph, this is one action she can take to help support Haitian migrants who've made it into the U.S. She founded the Haitian Bridge Alliance specifically to deal with the unique challenges of Black migrants.
When I received...
Again, she's an advocate for her people. Where's our advocates for us? What is going on with advocacy with the homeless crisis that's going on in America? Just as she's doing. Where is our advocacy at? It's a no-show. All our leaders have bailed on us, and now they're focused in on Haitian plight, on any other migrant or illegal plight. And they want us to be sympathetic to their plight. You know, she's fighting for her people. I get it. I just feel really bad that we don't have the same type of vibration coming our way with support of us. Like right now, we're like missing in action just to compare on how she's doing.
A call in 2015, and they said we have Black migrants at the border and we have Haitians at the border. And the person who called said, "You're the Haitian I know. You come take care of your people."
And so she did, and self-funded the Haitian Bridge Alliance for years. Today, the grassroots organization operates on both sides of the U.S.-Mexico border and lobbies for better federal policy for migrants.
As people are seeking safety, people are dying at home, they are dying at the border, and if the United States is a friend to Haiti, as they claim, this is the time to show up for that.
You know damn well they're not a friend. That is the biggest joke. They say anything to get whatever they want to get, as they've been doing to all of us. Of course they're not a friend to Haitians. Come on, look at how they treat us. And we've been here for hundreds of years. You think that you're going to be treated better when they don't really want us here? When they show us every chance they get how much they don't care for us being here? But they're going to give you the go to come in. They only want specific type of blacks, melanated black foreigners to come, for the most part. All others, they show compassion and concern if they're Latino or Latina. They're not going to show compassion to the foreign blacks. They're just not going to do it. We see the history of it and why and where it stems from, especially coming from Biden's administration, especially coming from a Trump administration. They don't care.
Friend, you do not put your knee on your friend's neck when they are suffering.
This is Haiti now. People face gang violence, murder, and more than 53,000 people fled the capital in just 3 weeks in March 2024. Gangs control 80% of Port-au-Prince. The nation declared a state of emergency in March after gangs attacked the country's 2 largest prisons, freeing thousands.
Can you imagine they had a jailbreak and all these men just running around, just free willy-nilly? Got gang violence going on all over the place, shootings going on. It is very dangerous, but why is America the only place they can look to, is what I want to know. Why can't the Haitians go to Africa? Why is that not something that's talked about? Huh? Can't the Haitians take a flight or figure out how to get to Africa if it's a Pan-African affair? But of course, Pan-Africanism doesn't live really in reality. Therefore, they will never, I don't think the Haitians, if they have the option to go to Africa, will even go. I don't think if the UN said, hey, we got a place for you to come in Rwanda, would you like to go to Rwanda? Would you like to go to another country in Africa? And if they had a plane ticket to get there, I bet you the Haitians would not want to go. But again, we're only told go back to Africa. Isn't that something, y'all? They looted the houses and then they set them on fire. They stole beds and everything, so now I have nowhere to live. This definitely sucks, but how did they get here? Why did they assassinate? Well, they had the assassinated president that had happened. And ever since then, it's just been hell on earth. I feel sorry for them, but I don't think it's the United States' responsibility, though. Just like I don't think any other illegal immigrants, it's the United States' responsibility to take them in. Why can't they go somewhere else? What other places are around them that they could go to? They're not even thinking about going anywhere else but to America. Every immigrant is trying to get to America. Now that UK is closing its doors, this place is going to be very, very dangerous for us as Americans, but no one cares about that part. We're supposed to only care about their plight, and I cannot get there. I cannot force myself to care about their plight over what's happening to this country and eventually is going to affect my people. And I don't know if people feel some kind of way about it, but I'm just noticing that they really feel like America should be the decider of their destiny. You know, and no one is talking to them like they talk to us about going back to Africa because they don't have no money, because they don't have no dollar. That's how you know Pan-Africanism is full of shit.
How are people getting out of Haiti now?
Haiti had been completely closed. There were no flights in and out of Haiti.
Even as the U.S. warned its citizens to leave Haiti and evacuated them, it continued deporting Haitians back to the country. Haiti was one of the top 3 destinations for charter deportation flights from the U.S. in 2022, behind Guatemala and Honduras. Between December 2022 and February 2024, there were only 2 months where the U.S. didn't repatriate Haitians.
What happens to people when they get deported back to Haiti?
The majority of them we don't ever hear from again. It's painful. We know many people who have been deported have died by suicide. The narrative you will hear is that, oh, we are not sending them to Port-au-Prince, as if there is a safe space, a safe way to deport or return.
How much do you think Haiti being a black country impacts how the U.S. treats Haitian migrants?
Very much, very much. When the first flow of Haitian refugees were coming in the 1970s, 1980s, the response was to put them in Guantanamo Bay. In addition to that, to say they were carriers of AIDS, that they brought AIDS into the world. That completely destroyed the Haitian American community.
But when the Haitian refugees fled their country because of alleged political persecution, they were greeted with less enthusiasm by the American government.
The U.S. used the AIDS pandemic to stigmatize Haitians by regulating their blood donations in the 1980s. In the 1990s, the United States intercepted hundreds of boats during a refugee crisis and sent thousands of Haitians back to an island reeling from U.S. intervention in President Jean-Bertrand Aristide's administration. This is only a sample of how the U.S. spent a century intervening in Haiti, including propping up dictators and deposing leaders. And then there was the 2010 earthquake Haiti never truly recovered from that killed 220,000 people, leaving thousands more injured and disabled. There's also the U.S.'s decades-long habit of backing anti-democratic strongmen to leave the island that's led to this crisis. And so when foreign mercenaries shot and killed President Jean-Venel Moïse in July 2021, they intensified the island nation's chaos.
The people created Haiti, giving birth to freedom, giving birth to liberation, and literally crippled the powers that were colonizing the world. And because of that, Haiti continues to pay today. And the current crisis in Haiti is linked to that fight. All the colonizing powers of the time could never forgive Haiti for disrupting the status quo.
And then there's the 1.4 million people, nearly half the country, at risk of famine.
Let me see what you all are saying in the chat room. Thank you all for being here with me. I really appreciate it. If you have not yet, please like, share, subscribe to my channel. It's unfortunate, but I don't feel as sorry as, I don't know. It's just so bad with the flooding of immigrants all over the place. I just don't have the sympathy that I probably would have if it wasn't so bad. You said, what about Black American situation? I understand. I'll get back to Black Americans, but I try to be a little bit diverse on this channel and talk about different things that we're not aware of so that my audience just knows in advance about what's happening around the world and understand what our position is here as Americans and how we should maybe see things from other vantage points to be balanced a little. But yeah, Americans is going to be affected by all immigration coming to America. The saturation of immigrants and illegals is just going to affect us overall, and it's not a good thing. So that's why I'm not as sympathetic as I would be if it was them trying to migrate somewhere else or, you know, other situations. You said Black people, Haitians don't mess with us on mass. They don't. I know they don't. They do not. Everybody is competing against us. Everybody wants to replace us. Everybody most of the time are fake with us. I know. Miss D says it's sad, but they have to fight, but they come together to hurt each other. We can't afford economic migrants because they can't help this country. Exactly, they cannot. They will just drip us dry and affect our bottom line. And that's all Americans included, not just the Black Americans. Len says this is about Black Americans because they keep trying to tell us to go to Africa. Exactly. So we need to know the corruption there and why shouldn't even entertain that thought. Exactly. And they're not telling the Haitians to go. They're not telling any other melanated global Black folk to go. They're only focused on us going to Africa and spending our money and risking our lives over there. Just think about that, how they're trying to catch us up. Pinky says that is not our Black business. I know, but just for information as an update, I try to give this information for y'all to know. What's up, Pinky Wells? Thank you for coming through. I really appreciate you. Miss D says Black here is just not skin color. It's our ethnicity. Melanated migrants come here just to eat. They don't want to fight white supremacy. They mess up our civil rights fight over here. I know. They take over our agenda and our narrative by talking about they Black. I understand. This is why we need to delineate, and this is why we need to have an advocate that's going to speak directly for our issues and not, you know, get blotted out with this block of Black talk. That's what's going on though right now. They're trying to make it official. We're a block of Black, that anything that's Black is our issue. And it's not. We're not migrants. We're not illegals. We're not immigrants. But they're trying to force that on us right now. That's why I talk about what these so-called leaders are doing on our behalf, which is absolutely nothing. Lynn says these melanated immigrants just come here to fight against indigenous Black Americans. Bingo. Immigrants don't benefit us, so it's hard to feel sorry for them, Lynn says. Yes, it's hard for me to feel sorry when I know what they're doing against us in the end, and it's not pretty. Miss D says government is some of the money for war to fix these countries and build up so they don't come over. They don't care. Whoever is orchestrating all this stuff, man, they just want chaos everywhere. They want migration all over the place. They want forced labor all over the place. I mean, they're allowing all things to happen right now. We just got to keep ourselves together. We just have to make sure that we don't fall in traps that's set. That's why I do this channel as best I can. Lynn says, right, Trump has warned them of a mass deportation. He said he will roll back birthright citizenship back 50 years and deport them. I heard that. Lord, that's wow. You said roll it back 50 years? He is not playing. That's what I'm saying. If he's coming out with that message and y'all still bring our asses over here, you know already he's getting the ones that just first got here first, and he's working his way back. That's what Trump will do. Miss D says, how many of the politicians are indigenous Black Americans? These politicians have dual allegiances to other countries, dangerous to us. Exactly, because they will not care about our complaints at all. They will just ignore us. And that's what we're witnessing right now. That's why I have a problem with the CBC. Easy X says the CBC is proposing legislation for the Biden administration to change our policy and allow the Haitians in the United States equal to Cuban policy, yet CBC don't fight for us Blacks. Exactly. You know, our main issue right now is high homelessness. That's the main issue that Black Americans are facing. And until they talk about that, you know they're not on the side of us. Ms. D says we need to check to see if the candidates that are melanated people who have foreign ties, we can't vote for foreign melanated people because they won't fight for us. Ms. D, unfortunately, is even American born, is even the indigenous Black American born that has signed up for pan-Africanism, which has turned their back on us. They all are in on it. It's terrible right now. Lynn says the rollback of birthright citizenship would include anyone born here. If their parents were not citizens when they were born within the last 50 years, they will be deported back to their countries. Wow. Dang, he's not playing, Lynn. Miss D says they're going to be upset because the U.S. is going to follow the UK and ban them. Yeah, I know Trump is definitely going to be banning migration and immigration, which he has to. I mean, it has to happen. Lynn says, facts, but that's hard to do because the candidates hide their background and lie. Yeah, they are lying because they now know we understand stuff that we never understood before. That's why. Easy X, these foreign Blacks are aware of U.S. racism and the discrimination, yet they still wish to come to the United States. Once here, they don't fight against racism and anti-Blackness. They are dubious about joining our fight. Yeah, they don't care about what's going on. They just want to take their chance at trying to be quiet and move around, knowing the history that still befalls Black Americans. They know full well, but they're willing to take the chance because the conditions on the ground where they are just crazy to deal with. I understand they want to get out of Dodge of danger, but why just America? Why are you only looking at America? Aren't there other countries that they can look at? Actually, they're looking at Mexico. I think there's a video I can talk about pertaining to Mexico that the Haitians are going to. You said, I have been told by Africans that they are not coming here to fight against racism, anti-Blackness, white supremacy. We should never rely on them or any foreign Blacks to help us fight. They're not going to do it, Easy Ask. You already heard the attitude of Esther, who says they come to take, they come to leech, they come to conquer and take over and bogart, all that. Lynn says facts. They know the history, yet they come to United States and fight and speak white supremacy talking points against indigenous Black Americans. Yeah, they use our talking points for their situation. Ain't that some shit? Lynn says immigration does not benefit indigenous Black Americans. Why should we want people here to hurt us? Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't have sympathy, and it's the truth. I have to be honest. I don't really care. Easy Access Pan-Africans know this about foreign Blacks and their lack of being on code. The panties don't speak much about it. They just want America to crash, burn, and for us Blacks returns to Africa. Exactly. They don't want us to have any option. They don't want us having any choices, what they don't want us having. And that is unfortunate that Pan-Africans want to see the crashing of America, and they just don't realize there's not going to be no improvement, though, when it comes to all of us. We're just going to be in the same barrel of destruction and deletion and just chaos that any other foreign Black is going through. And that's the way that they would like us to be in that predicament. That's what they want to see us struggle as other folks are doing. And that's why they want to see America burn. Simon the Bunny says, it was in my grandmother's lifetime the Jim Crow laws were in place. We cannot forget the sit-ins, Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks and Bunny. Oh yeah, we cannot forget what they have done in times past to get us to where we are. We might have to return to that again. We never know. We may have to stop doing certain things to, use our power to make a statement. Like, what if all Black Americans stopped celebrating Christmas? Don't you know that would affect the economy drastically? What our spending money, that we keep spending money on the holidays and all that. What if we abstained from participating in now one of these holidays for a year or two to make a statement about the injustices that are happening to us and being ignored and not listened to? We could get people to start looking and listening to us, but we won't do nothing drastic because a lot of people are just full of themselves and they don't care. So, but we do have power if we would use it the right way. You said don't vote for Democrats, period, Lynn says. Democrats have an immigrant agenda. Yup. And some Republicans agree with the immigrant agenda. Yes, they do, Lynn. Yes, facts. Miss D says they come to America because they can hide behind the indigenous Black. Then they can use our ethnicity to get resources. Exactly. And block us out from getting those resources. Easy Access, even when I was a panty, my Black American family came first. Panties are so goddamn selfish and would let their family perish for the sake of Africa and Africans. Exactly. They would be willfully sacrificing themselves, but they don't really necessarily sacrifice themselves. They look to sacrifice us. But yeah, they need to sacrifice themselves is what they need to go do. Please like and share the video.
Right now, we are in a place in Haiti where we never thought we will be.
Gurleen has lost friends and family during this round of political unrest.
Unfortunately, my little cousin, who was on his way to work, only 22 years old, got killed. A friend also got killed, and her family got killed. So we are seeing an extreme level of insecurity. Every Haitian American in the United States or in the diaspora are afraid that they will receive that call or that text that tells them so-and-so has died or so-and-so hasn't been found, haven't been seen.
The next massive wave of Haitians fleeing to the United States has yet to materialize, but the country is preparing for it. At the federal level, it's discussing using Guantanamo Bay to process migrants. At the local level, the state of Florida is deploying hundreds of officers to patrol its waters and prevent Haitians from entering the U.S. by boat.
Black and brown people seeking safety and protection at the border are not welcomed.
I'm on my
way to Transit Center in San Diego. It's a place where we expect to see a bunch of migrants. I don't know how many. And there'll be people here seeking asylum from all across the world. When they first come off the bus, what is the first thing you say when you encounter a migrant?
So I think the first thing that we say welcome.
Jean-Jean Nelson is a Haitian immigrant who works with the Haitian Bridge Alliance. And this morning, he's awaiting a bevy of buses set to drop off migrants Border Patrol literally is releasing onto the street.
The migrants are pretty much on their own, and then with no support here, we can only simply provide interpretations. When they come, they don't know exactly where to go. And it's our job to guide them and tell them where to go, and then find out what their final destination is, let them know the step they have to take to get to the final destination.
The Haitian Bridge Alliance is one of the 8 groups out here. Every day from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., various volunteers stand outside awaiting buses whose specific arrival times they never know.
Unfortunately, we do have to tell them, give them the disclaimer that they have been released to the streets where there is no Wi-Fi, there's no internet, there's no place to charge your phone. If they need a minute to call, and unfortunately there aren't even public bathrooms for them to use. So really, the only place that they can head to is the airport.
Border Patrol didn't release any Haitians on this day. And those migrants who were released refused to speak on camera.
So there's a lot of family separations happening here. So there's people that are traveling with their families with minors, so they get separated.
What's often overlooked in the U.S.'s immigration conversation is a specific anti-immigration threat aimed directly at Black citizens.
Who benefits when people from the African diaspora battle over immigration like this? What we don't understand is that has always been the goal of the system, is to pit underserved, forgotten communities against each other while they profit off of it. There is this big misunderstanding that the immigrants are coming and they are taking whatever was supposed to go to Black communities.
There is not no misunderstanding. It is happening. What are you talking about? Misunderstanding. If they're getting resources, they're taking the resources that would be given to the Black community. It is happening. That's why I don't have no sympathy, because why are you on here lying?
For those who question how Blackness or even race can be a part of any U.S. immigration policy discussion, there's CBP-1. It's a controversial mobile app the U.S. requires asylees to use to submit their immigration application.
It was very clear that if you have dark skin, the technology could not recognize your face. So it wasn't in Haitian Creole, it's still not in French, where the majority of people from Africa do speak French as official languages.
The United States is the primary destination for Haitians. Between October 2020 and May 2023, U.S. authorities encountered Haitians at the southwest border 146,000 times. And yet, the U.S. rarely grants Haitians asylum. In fact, between October 2018 and June 2021, it approved less than 5% of the request. For comparison, 4 of the 5 top U.S. asylum applicants are from Latin American countries, and their acceptance rates are higher.
Unfortunately, it's not my fight. And, you know, I try to do my best with just reporting what is going on over there. They are making their way also to Mexico, since they are being declined from America. So here's another video that they did 4 days ago saying that, you know, some of them are making their way now to Mexico. So this flooding of migrants, again, is affecting a lot of different land masses.
Come with me. I'm making my way down to Smuggler's Gulch. This is where coyotes and smugglers come and they bring in all the migrants to cross into the U.S. And overlooking it, we have some of the wealthiest homes in Tijuana. And so here, where they're building this border wall and replacing it, you still have this major hole down here where people are able to come and go across into the U.S.,
and it's costly. It costs anywhere between $5,000 and $20,000 to make this trip. I'm along the U.S.-Mexico perimeter in Tijuana, and here is where some believe the story of Black migrants begins as a pursuit of entry into the United States. But the reality is, for many Black migrants here in Mexico, this is where they believe their quest for the so-called American dream is most likely to succeed.
Y yo creía que mi bienestar será en Estados Unidos hasta que llego en Tijuana y yo decidí que yo encontré el bienestar aquí y me quedé.
This is despite the unique challenges Black migrants face in Latin America.
We are told there's no racism in Mexico. However, every single day, people are being killed. The realities of Black migrants is different than most, if not all, because of their skin. When it comes to other migrants, they might pass for Mexican, but when you are Black, the moment you show up, they know you are a migrant. They know you are an asylum seeker. So therefore, you are targeted.
Because the United States has outsourced enforcement of its own immigration policies to Mexico, the lives of Haitian migrants south of the U.S. border are impacted in multiple ways. This is the story of what it's like to be a Haitian migrant in Mexico.
4 Mexican guys came and jumped this one guy.
For Haitian migrants able to flee the unraveling of their nation to get to Tijuana, Mexico, this is what daily living could look like. 24-year-old Haitian migrant Frederique is showing me the tiny living quarters she shares with her sister, her niece, and her sister's brother-in-law at Villa Haitienne, an encampment in one of the city's most hazardous neighborhoods.
Do you worry about any violence towards you or your sister as just Black immigrants in Mexico at all and being women?
It's just so interesting now. Everybody's Black. Man, they got that word now and they won't let it go. This is a Haitian migrant living in Mexico, melanated, foreign, but I don't like the fact that they just all take that word now. And it cancels our ability to use the word like we used to use the word. But she's Haitian. She's not a Black American. So when you hear Black, you think of Black Americans, though, for the most part. It just sounds so foreign hearing them say that they're Black.
Dernièrement, ils mettaient un petit fait derrière. Il fallait qu'on entre là, ils voulaient faire. J'ai difficulté là, puis à tomber surtout là, pas qu'à capter
It's very difficult. There's no bathroom. We bathe in is not comfortable where we bathe. And when it rains, you can't go outside. They are complaining, but they willfully wanted to take these trips. They willfully wanted to have these conditions. They willfully took on the gamble of whatever was going to be. I don't understand why they can turn around and complain about what they're going through when they willfully set out to invade other places illegally. I don't get that part. I think I would be more humble and be like, yeah, we took this chance to come and leave Haiti, and all these things are happening now. But it's no fault of nobody once, the weather turns, or I'm pretty sure that they're being targeted because, again, they have to know that they're not from Mexico. So what are they expecting to be treated like? As all immigrants, what are they expected to be treated like? I mean, they all want entitlement. I don't know. I don't feel that sorry.
Of the many challenges migrants face, one of the most overlooked is climate. Even moderate rainfall causes severe street flooding across Tijuana, which has poor infrastructure. The uninsulated encampment structures where people live do not successfully block rain, cold, or heat. Have you found work, or are you looking for work here in the meantime? How are you supporting yourself financially?
So, well, any employment, but after recently found a very difficult job, which sent me to the hospital. So the schedule was 6 a.m. to...
More than 90% of Haitian migrants don't have a steady income to cover their basic needs, like housing. This is because so many struggle to get Mexico to give them documentation allowing them to work.
I saw how privileged I was and having someone to welcome me, but the majority don't have that.
Vivian Petit-Ferrer is a Haitian migrant who moved to Mexico after spending 2 years in Brazil. She decided to volunteer with the Haitian Bridge Alliance, an organization focused on the unique struggles of Black migrants, after watching thousands of Haitian migrants come through Tijuana in 2021.
They were in the street. They don't have to rent homes to us, and things were very bad. By chance, I found Haitian Bridge Alliance. I offered to be a volunteer. I've been a volunteer for 3 months. The police, the system, everything creates lots of challenges.
Mexican officials have said most migrants do not qualify for asylum because they first lived in other Latin American nations for years after they fled Haiti for economic reasons. A combination of political violence, natural disasters, and the aftermath of colonization have fueled immigration from Haiti to other places in the Americas, like Mexico. More than 8,400 people in Haiti were the victims of gang violence in 2023. Since then, thousands more have died and continue to die because the island nation is in crisis.
Children are suffering, all of us.
Since the assassination of Haitian President Jean-Venel Moïse in July 2021, the nation has rapidly deteriorated. As of March 2024, Haiti has been in the state of emergency, leaving Haitians to fend for themselves.
Every day there are dead people. The gangs keep the people fighting.
In the years 2021 and 2023, Haitians were the group who requested refugee status from Mexico the most, followed by Hondurans, Cubans, Salvadorans, and Venezuelans. Before Haitian migrants can consider making Mexico home, they first have to get here. And one of the primary avenues they use to flee the chaos in their country, like many other Latin American migrants, is the Darien Gap.
It's killing rivers and it has a lot of dead people.
The Darien Gap is a dense jungle bordering Colombia and Panama. It's one of the world's most dangerous boundaries, often takes more than a week to cross, and is home to venomous predators. The only way to get through it is on foot, and because of their race, Black migrants face specific challenges in their trek, according to Haitian Bridge Alliance founder, Gerline Joseph.
And the experience that they have throughout South and Central America, they are hyper visible, but completely invisible at the same time. They can be abused, but because they have no representation and their narratives are non-existent, so therefore they become extremely invisible. So we see a lot of them being killed, raped, beaten in the Darien. That is something we hear a lot.
Because the U.S. and Canadian governments have cracked down on air and sea routes, it's forced migrants to use this pathway. Even if migrants successfully enter Mexico, they remain in a perilous position. Thousands are trapped in Tapachula, a southern Mexican city bordering Guatemala.
And Tapachula can and has been used as a state prison where people cannot physically leave the area. So it's been extremely dangerous for Black migrants, for Black people.
Authorities.
Again, the Black people that she's talking about is not us, and we are not used in the same category as that. But again, our name, our identity, our ethnicity is being used for other agendas now. They are now using that word globally for every block of Black notion of thought, pan-Africanism bullshit. Yes, we're not part of the African diaspora. We are not a part of it, Miss D. But everybody's trying to say we are. We don't have a home country in Africa, nor do I want one. Leave me alone. Get the Haitians to go to Africa, but they won't because they don't have the money. They want our money. They want to deplete our money. That's why Pan-Africanism is attacking us and targeting us. This is a prime example of what I'm talking about. Miss D says they are not black. Stop with that mess. Exactly. But they all are going to use it now. Stay in your country and build your homeland, Len says. Right now, they can't do it with all the fighting and killing going on and kidnapping. In fact, you know what? Let me show y'all. A YouTuber was said to have been kidnapped recently there in Haiti. Let me find that video. An actual YouTuber that recently took his dumb ass to Haiti. He goes to a lot of dangerous places showboating. And his showboating got him stuck and stranded for at least 3 weeks.
The traveling YouTuber who just got kidnapped by a Haitian gang and was held captive for $600,000 just put out an update. For backstory, Your Fellow Arab is a huge traveling creator who goes to the most dangerous places in the world and records them. He's most popular for meeting and hanging out with the Mexican gang leaders, but this time he went way too far. He went to Haiti, which is currently on lockdown as gangs have taken over the entire country and no one was allowed to enter. He went to go meet with the most powerful leader in charge, Barbecue, and sadly, this would be the last time anyone saw him. As he went to meet up with him, he was captured and locked away in the middle of the Haitian desert in a concrete shack surrounded by barbed wire. This news went worldwide and he was kept here for 3 weeks until today where he just got released. He mentions he was not mistreated and that no more than $40,000 was paid for his release and he's going back home. If you're happy he saved
He had to spend $40,000 to get released, y'all. Damn. I know that was a long 3 weeks of his life. You said, we can't control who calls themselves black around the world, but in this country, we're the only blacks. Exactly. I'm not calling nobody else. I'm trying my best to get in the habit of saying melanated. Alexis says, I used to cry watching Feed the Children when I was a kid. You did? I don't think I was crying. I had too many of my own stuff I was going through to be crying for other people. Alexis says they treat their own like disposables. Yes, they do. Len says exactly, they are not black. There is no black race. They are talking about a crayon color. Black is an American ethnonym. Yes, it is, Len. Right, everyone black BS. Yes, Miss D. It's crazy to me to hear them say they're black now. Easy X says Haitians were sent to Brazil after the earthquake and faced some discrimination there and went to other Central American country facing the same thing. Now they are in Mexico. I feel sorry for them. It's like they can't catch a break. But, you know, I got to worry about our homelessness more so than anything that's going on over here. Len says they are using black instead of Haitian because they get more attention by using it. Yes, they do, Len. Apparently they do. It's apparent. Alexis says, I guess they are projecting when they say black Americans are lazy. I don't feel sorry either. Build up your country like we did. Exactly. We were forced to do so, but we did it. And our ancestors really paved the way for us to be where we are. I feel why I understand more and more as I look at these videos to understand the mindset that people have against us. They really feel like we are privileged and we are protected, even though we have our issues here. They still, in light of what they go through, they feel like we are sitting pretty in their mind. And they don't have no empathy for what we go through. And as more and more of us get caught up in this Pan-African lie, and we lose money, people are going to be celebrating our demise. They're going to be celebrating our deaths. You watch. People are not batting an eye about those deaths that happen in the Gambia and what's going on in Ghana with the deaths. More and more of that stuff is going to happen. More and more scams are going to happen. Romance scams are going to happen. Unaliving is going to happen. And no one's going to care why, because they feel like we're sitting pretty. This is why they say we're lazy, because they feel like we should be under some type of pressure as they are right now. Instead of understanding that we've been through this hundreds of years, and yes, we're doing better, but we should be wanting to do even more better, because we haven't arrived as far as being treated the way we ought to be treated in our own country after all these hundreds of years. We still haven't arrived. We still have not made it. We still have some things to do here in America, but they're trying to tell us that our narrative is done, that we have arrived to as far as we can go, and now it's time to focus on other agendas and other peoples around the world. That's where we are right now. You said, I do not understand fleeing to someone else's country and complaining as if people in other countries owe them something. They are paid no taxes and invested nothing in these countries they flee to. Exactly. They want to get privileges and benefits for free. And, they have to understand that it's not possible to sustain all these people. And again, the danger factor with these people not being vetted, and they bring their own stuff over here with what they are capable of doing, killing and raping and kidnapping and robberies, all these things. We now have to put the effects behind these types of people being over here that could potentially harm us. And they're going to harm us more because they're putting them in our neighborhoods. They're putting these illegals and these migrants over here in the Black community more so than any other place. So we're going to feel more of the crimes than anyone else would. Alexis says, I wonder what would happen if Africa and Haiti had insulated borders, forcing them to fix their issues without fleeing. Oh yeah, that would be interesting to see. They are owed nothing. Stop fleeing and complaining. They all can't live forever off of what they're doing to the people. I mean, I feel sorry that gangs have taken over, but I mean, I guess other people don't have guns over there. What else can I say? It's like they're being held hostage, but that's not, my problem like that. You said, I love Haitian black rice with the baby shrimp on point. You love the food, Alexis. Jamaicans have filmed Haitians arriving in boats and saturating their hospitals. All of these countries are tired of taking in the burden. So Jamaicans are having problems with Haitians. How close is Haiti from Jamaica? Are they close? Why aren't they going over there to Jamaica then in mass number, if that's the case? Miss D says, if she a politician over her, she need to focus on the people there. Here, what if we were allowed to be a politician in Africa or Caribbean? We cannot advocate for America disrespectful. You think that the advocate should not talk on what's going on in Mexico, you said? Is that what you mean? She wants to be for her people wherever they are. I kind of understand that because there's not a lot of advocacy going on. So she's taking it on herself to be the main advocate for all Haitians. So I kind of get that. But she's trying to make her plight, her agenda expanded, because, there's nobody else that's speaking up for them, I guess. Easy X says the common theme and excuse for the failed state of Haiti is the United States and Western countries. In part, that is true, but even African countries don't help them. They ain't even Pan-African. No, they're sending troops over there. Aren't they sending troops over there? Let me see if I can find a video. I think Kenya.
The traveling YouTuber.
Hold on. Kenya is actually sending troops to. Let me find that video. Please like and share the video. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. I think that there is a video that I have saved that is having Kenya do its bidding there in Haiti, actually. Let's look at this real quick. So they're getting some type of help. I don't know if it's going to be a benefit, though.
Haiti is on the cusp of being a failed state. The U.S. is hoping that multinational forces led by Kenya can reverse the downward spiral. Kenyan President William Ruto is meeting with President Joe Biden in D.C. as today is the supposed deadline for the deployment to begin. The deployment of Kenyan police to Haiti, a mission Kenya is spearheading and the U.S. is supporting, has been in talks for years, but the deployments now face a delay as the country grapples with extreme equipment shortages. Kenya has sent troops on a mission inside and outside Africa, but no African country has led a security mission outside the continent. Kenya's move into Haiti would be the first. Now, many are calling this decision unconstitutional and say that the country is only in it for the potential monetary gains.
In Haiti, the U.S. has invaded the crisis-driven nation time and time again for over 100 years, invasions that have led to civilian casualties and violence, forced labor, coups, and strong economic dependency on the United States. Joining us now to discuss the current situation is the Executive Director of the Institute for Justice and Democracy in Haiti, Brian Concannon. Thank you for joining us.
Isn't it interesting how Pan-Africans want to say that we're living under the nuts of white people, but they don't have a problem with Haiti coming over here trying to live under the nuts of us and taxes and the people that have built this country? Nobody has nothing to say about that part. We only get the bashing. Everybody else is supposed to be supported. Everybody else, we're supposed to understand and feel sorry for them and want them to achieve their greatest. But no one is supportive of us as a collective. As Indigenous Black Americans, nobody cares about our plight no more. It's as if we've been abandoned by the world. And right now, everything is about anyone else but us.
Yes, Brian.
Well, thank you so much for having me, and thank you even more for covering Haiti.
Well, thank you for helping us do that. Now, the last time that we had a guest on to discuss Haiti, the prospect of troops coming from Kenya was still prospected. It seemed to be challenged in the courts in Kenya. How do we get to this place where we're on the precipice of Kenyan troops?
Wouldn't it be nice if Kenya offered to take some of the Haitians to Kenya? Why couldn't they do something like what Rwanda is doing? Why not take some of the refugees in to Kenya instead of sending troops over there?
Landing in Haiti and being the first African troops to deploy to a mission of this kind outside of the African continent.
Well, this mission has been several years in the making. It was conceived of by the Prime Minister of Haiti, Ariel Henry, who was an unconstitutional prime minister, repressive, corrupt, but supported by the United States. And he created the mission as a way to prop his government up against rising popular opposition. Now, Ariel Henry has resigned as prime minister a few weeks ago, and he's out of office. But many Haitians see the mission as a continuation of support both for the PHTK party and for the U.S. intervening in internal affairs in Haiti.
I mean, what it does feel like is that because there's so much domestic opposition, frankly, to America putting U.S. troops on the ground in Haiti, that the Kenyan troops have become a sort of a workaround. It goes not unnoticed that Kenya is one of the largest recipients of U.S. aid. How should people perceive this? Is this, in fact, America avoiding kind of domestic outrage at sending U.S. troops in by basically paying for another country that has pretty significant aid needs to send its own troops to do the U.S.'s political bidding?
That's exactly it. These troops are going to have to go into poor neighborhoods, or what they are going to do, because that's what happened last time international troops came in trying to go after the gangs. They're going into poor neighborhoods and they're going to start shooting. They're going to shoot some suspected gang members. They're going to shoot many women, children, men.
Damn. Whoa. He's talking about they're going to go in and slaughter the people of Kenya instead of allowing them to come live with them or try to have a refugee camp or something. You're saying that they're just going to, wow, blindly kill folks. Wow, this is wild.
People with no connections to the gangs. And the Biden administration, for very good reason, does not want cell phone videos of American troops doing that shooting during an election year. So they reached out to other people. Canada was asked first. Canada refused. CARICOM refused. Brazil refused. West African countries refused. And finally, Kenya agreed because Kenya needed the money. And in fact, a Kenyan minister just last week, in trying to develop in support in Kenya for the mission, said, yes, we're doing this for the money. We're getting a lot of money out of this. And so it really is the Kenyan troops. Kenya had not had diplomatic relations with Haiti before August. So here's Kenya coming 7,000 miles to a country that it has no historical ties with, really to do the U.S.'s bidding at probably a cheaper cost, but also a cheaper political cost for the Biden administration.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. There's no history between these countries. They're not, obviously, Haiti is nowhere near Africa, but Kenya isn't even in the part of Africa that is like facing the Atlantic Ocean. They don't have a history. They don't. So people are probably wondering why Haiti, of all nations, is the one getting involved here.
Yeah, these countries in West Africa, as Bianca mentioned, that they have genetic ties, and that's where Haitians came from. They have some language ties in terms of speaking French, but also Haitian language contains some remnants of West African languages. They've got religious ties. They have lots of ties, and that's probably why the West African nations refused to do that work. So really, the people who could have done the work better knew that it was a bad idea, precisely because it was propping up an undemocratic government, and so they refused. And there's no reason. Now you have a transitional council in place that is a slight democratic opening. There's no reason why you can't wait a couple of weeks to let that transitional council decide.
Wow, so Haiti is on the brink of having this happening on their soil. They have to wait and see what the military is going to do, or these police, whatever they are, that's coming from Kenya. I understand why people are trying to get out of Dodge more, so that they don't have to be in the crossfire of this. Man, it's an ugly situation. Like I said, Africa is not trying to help. They're trying to escalate things. Kenya could turn into what Rwanda is trying to do for refugees and asylum seekers. I think that Kenya could play a better part in that than Rwanda, but yet they are willing to send people in with bullets. That's not going to be cute. So when this is going to happen, I don't know, but I'll try to keep up on a little bit of the storyline on what's going to happen.
How the international community can best help Haiti. But the only reason you can't is that the U.S. is pressed to put this mission in that's going to prop up the status quo that really brought Haiti to such a multiple crisis point.
So what kind of alternatives exist? You mentioned this transitional council. If it were allowed to kind of do its work without the intervention of these Kenyan troops, is there a real possibility that a people-supported coalition would come together to nominate a leader that isn't seen as being basically a puppet of the U.S. government?
It's certainly possible. Unfortunately, that possibility has been diminished. So when Prime Minister Henry was unable to come back to Haiti on March 5th, pro-democracy elements in Haiti proposed a 5-person transitional council to bring Haiti towards fair elections. The United States and CARICOM got together and said, we'll take this transitional council idea, but we're going to add 2 spots, and we're going to give those 2 spots to the PHTK government, who had already had 1 spot. So what you now have on this transitional council, there's 7 voting members, none of them women. 3 of them are connected to the PHTK party, so they're very close to a majority. 2 are reliable Democratic votes, and you have 2 swing votes. So if the PHTK can just pull off one of the swing votes on any matter, then they win. And the pro-democracy side needs to pick up both of those swing votes in order to enact some kind of democratic initiative. There is
Wow. Anyways, I think that that's enough of that video to talk about them sending out Kenya to touch down with their troops on the island, and what's going to be, I don't know. It doesn't sound like nothing nice is going to happen, though, because, you know, it's either kill or be killed. I can imagine that being the case. So I do understand more why people are trying to get out of Dodge. But, I mean, Jamaica is saying no. We as Black Americans are hopeful that they can resolve their own problems. I don't know, man. Doesn't sound nice, though. So let me see what you guys are saying in the chat room. I'm kind of stunned on what to say. That's a lot. I hope that we never see nothing like that. Man, Congo was hard. Nothing like that. Now Haiti. Wow. It's going to be a bloodbath, Alexis says. Let me go back up. Hold on. Please like the video. I would greatly appreciate it. I think that I have a lot of looky-loos, but I don't think you guys watch me in the right light. If some of y'all, if you don't like what I say, please hit the dislike button, or you can comment and let me know what you think. I mean, what is your views on what's happening in the Congo? What's your views on what is happening in Haiti? Let me see. You said that the NYC melanated migrants complaining about having specific foods and not having interpreters, etc. Lynn says, yeah, they're demanding an awful lot. They're demanding an awful lot, and they're not, they're expecting taxpayers to just foot the bill. And how long is that going to last with the people wanting to, you know, pay it no, never mind? A lot of people are paying it some mind. I mean, it's in the millions that the migrants are getting, and a lot of people are getting upset about all this stuff. I know white America is really getting pissed. Alexis says, I know a scammer that travels back and forth to Haiti and Dominican Republic. Are you talking about Lou Major? Oh yeah, Lou Major, back and forth. Is that the one you're speaking on? Lynn M says, these melanated immigrants flee here and complain about everything, but tell Black Indigenous Americans to stop complaining. Yeah, they want us to stop complaining so that they can have their people's issues addressed. You know, they want us to feel bad for them over ourselves. You know, as we become more and more squeezed out and made homeless, they're not going to be caring about our plight. Like I said, they only care about their own. And we should be caring about our own. Fortunately, this channel is there to set the record straight as far as how we as Indigenous Black Americans should be feeling about all of this. You know, trying to be fair for my own people and think about ourselves as well and not get lost and forgotten. Alexa says Jamaica is west of Haiti and right next to it. Jamaicans are tired too. Yeah. Why don't the Haitians and Jamaicans have words online? Seeing how Haiti is trying to escape through Jamaica, why aren't there clashes between Jamaicans and Haitians online? That's very interesting. You said Jamaica is tired of them coming through on their land. Why aren't Haitians and Jamaicans saying anything online about it? They only talk about Pan-African. Isn't that interesting? It's crazy. Lynn says Haitians and Africans are fleeing to the Bahamas too. They are a burden there as well. And these melanated immigrants are in the Bahamas, calling Bahamians lazy. I'm sure they are. They go over there and become hostile, it seems. They become hostile to the locals. Like I said, they act entitled. They act like we're supposed to care about their plight over our own. They act like we're supposed to just sit there and take whatever is going to happen to us based off of them being over here. And their attitude is that we should be grateful, for what we have and let them do whatever they want to do. That's the attitude of the immigrants online. And they're trying to pressure us and bully us into just being quiet about how they're going about doing their business. And we're now seeing it for what it is. So I'm glad we're starting to wake up. Alexis says, no wonder there is much Islamophobia. These other countries are taking Africa and Haiti's burden. Wow, it's crazy to think they are becoming a burden, whether they want to acknowledge it or not. And a lot of them think that they have a right to do what they're doing because of what, the corporations are bringing them. That's their argument. Well, the corporations are bringing this mayhem and chaos. So we're returning the favor is what they're saying in their mind. We're just returning the favor. Alexis says, makes perfect sense now. Yeah, it's all coming together little bit by little bit. Miss D says, right, take in some Haitians in Rwanda, put all the gangs in jail and take in women and children. Yeah, they should open up in Kenya to take them in instead of having the military or police go in and kill. But again, it's all about power and who is going to exert more power onto the gang, I guess. They're going to try to take them out. Lynn says, I found that these melanated immigrants do a lot of gaslighting. Yes, they do onto us. We are their sport of sorts to bash and attack us and keep us in a mental fog so that we are confused on how to feel and how to maneuver and think. I think that they're deliberately sabotaging our spaces so that we are confused inside. So we have got to understand what these agendas are about and why the immigrants have joined forces to talk against us all the time. This is why we're always gaslit and why we're always under attack. And now it all makes sense why our identity is always attacked, because they don't want us to feel like we are American. They would like to become us. And they want us to think about going to Africa so that they can easily replace us. It all makes sense. Man. Lynn says gaslighting and projecting is what melanated immigrants do to indigenous Black Americans. They are very jealous and envious of us. Yes, they are, Lynn M. It all makes sense now. Alexis says it's going to be a bloodbath. It sounds like they're not going to go down there trying to be gentle and talk to the gang members. That's for sure. A lot of people are going to be dying, man. You said this is going to be historic. Yeah. In a negative way, it is. Alexis says, I hope they do not send the Kenyan military to do a genocide. Then Haitians better get the F out of their ASAP. Oh, wow, genocide. That is crazy if they would do something like that. Man. And the Haitian people don't know what's about to happen. So they're trying to get anywhere they can get. Man. It's wild. Now I understand the disdain. When we speak, they're like telling us we shouldn't be talking about nothing. You see why? Because they feel like we should be concerned about them. You said, I think the goal of all these melanated immigrants is to flee to the United States and become indigenous Black Americans. We black, me no Haitian, Lynn says. That seems to be how they're trying to be. That's why they're mad that we want to delineate so that we can let it be known who is who. That's why they feel like we are we're going against what they want us to be like. They just want us to shut up and let them do whatever they're doing. And we're spreading awareness about, hey, they're shutting us down and pitting all these people against us on purpose. Easy X says Haiti has border with Dominican Republic. If there is an all-out war in Haiti, they will flood that border. But Dominican government will not let them in. They are fucked, literally. Wow. Man. That's wild, Easy X. See, that's why I try to do these stories, because I never would think about these things unless I went live like this to hear about all this stuff. That's crazy, though. Alexis says, when are they sending those Kenyan troops? They're making it seem like it's finalized, and I guess it can happen at any time. I'll let you know as soon as I get any wind of it. Lynn says that's bad, but it's nothing we can do about it. We lazy and we work hard. We're trying to survive, Lynn. That's our only job to do, is continue to survive and not get weeded out. Not get weeded out and not get trampled over on. Not get squeezed out and made homeless. And not get trapped in Africa. That's our goal, is not to have those things happen to us bit by bit by bit. That's our only job to do. We can't do nothing else for nobody else, because that would be self-sacrificing ourselves. They have to go through whatever changes they have to go through, and I guess the fittest is going to survive. God's hand is going to have to make some of those people survive. What could we do? Nothing. We shouldn't do anything but survive. Easy Access, maybe the U.S. government will offer Black Americans the option to allow Haitians into the country instead of giving us reparations. We all Black, right? Oh, yeah, they're trying to act like that's a benefit for us. How is that benefiting us? You said there is no live video here. Why is there only a black screen? Because I'm talking, Heavenly. No, I'm talking about a different scammer in the MLM space. You got to let me know about who that is, because I don't know who that is offhand. Easy X says, this is the Black channel, bro. Join us. I'm for Black. Don't you know? Lynn says these immigrants are raising the prices and property taxes. They will tax indigenous Black Americans out of their homes. That's what I'm talking about. The more and more the taxation and inflation, we will feel that effect more and more and more. We will have it harder to live in the houses and apartments, and the inflation in the cost of living will be more and more increased, and we will be more and more squeezed out. And then after hundreds of thousands of us are on the street, am I supposed to notice it only then, or can I kind of get ahead of it and let y'all know that this is down the pipeline and this is what I see that's going to happen against us ultimately behind the flooding of all these immigrants, whether they're illegal or not? It's not a benefit to indigenous Black Americans whatsoever. So we have to think about long-term how this will be affecting us. I understand short-term it will be benefiting the people that come over here, but long-term there is no benefit for us at all, but devastating consequences behind what this government and administration is doing against us on purpose. California and New York have the highest property taxes and the highest homelessness. Pay attention, Lynn M says. I am paying attention. Homelessness is our issue. That's our issue right there. Miss D says West Africans denied Haitians to be part of the African Union. They should be sending different troops over there. Exactly. But again, their pan-Africanism doesn't exist. Nobody's wanting to talk. People want to fight for power. People are going to die. There's still going to be more bloodshed, unfortunately. You said they're calling everyone lazy now. Bahamians, I know. Anyone that does not have the same strife as them with migrating and trying to get through all these forests or jungles to get to another land mass, we're lazy. They don't like that we are protected with our birthright. That's the biggest thing that they hate about our identity. We have a birthright protection, and people are jealous of that. I see it more clearer now. So when we have people saying we're privileged and we're spoiled, all those types of talks, that they're talking about our birthright. That's what they're talking about. Alexis says, damn, I wonder if France is making Kenya do this to Haiti for Haiti not paying their debts for overruling France rule after the Haitian Revolution. Ain't no telling who is all behind this. I think it's more than one globalizer behind this. But I think that Kenya overall, if they're going to go in there killing, I don't think that's a good thing to do. But, I mean, it's a crazy time to be in Haiti. Man. Easy X says, I think there are about 1.1 million persons of Haitian descent in the United States. Surely they have. Sorry about that. I got kicked off, y'all. I got kicked off. Lord have mercy. Oh, Lord. Okay, where was I? How you doing, Laura? Makes a way. Thank you for coming back. I appreciate you. I'm sorry I missed you. I'm back now. You said, damn, I wonder if France is making Kenya do this to Haiti for Haiti not paying the debt for overruling France rule after the Haitian Revolution. I said that there might be more than one globalizer involved in all of this. I think that there's a federation of people working together behind the scenes to do and orchestrate all this stuff that's happening. And there's nothing that we can do. There's nothing that the Haitians can do. It's just, wow. This is a purge of sorts, y'all. You said, I think there are about 1.1 million persons of Haitian descent in the United States. Surely they have at least 50K that could arm up, go back, and take over the country. What happened to the 1804 spirit? No, they're never going to do that. Nobody's going to want to go in and sacrifice their life like that. Those days are over with people feeling like they need to be self-sacrificing like that, including us. And people think that we're supposed to be on that mindset like the Black Americans back in the day in the 30s that went to try to sign up for the Ethiopian war, whatever happened there. Or was it against Italy or something like that? We don't have that same spirit no more. Nobody's walking around like that. For real. This is going to be the ultimate culture shock war. Wow. You're right about that, Alexis. Has anyone here ever been to Haiti? I've never been to Haiti. I would never go to Haiti. I have no desire to go nowhere but America right now. Lynn says survival of the fittest. Yes. Alexa says, shit, this makes me proud of being indigenous to America and never moving to Africa, trading my identity. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, Alexis. Our protection is our birthright. And everybody is upset about it. That's why people are jealous of us. Laura makes a way is affecting us now. Indirectly, it is. Alexis says, I feel so bad for the Haitians. I know some personally and can only imagine how worried they are about their families. It has to be a trying time for all of them. Yeah, this is definitely the purge, and they are all on survival mode. I get it. They have nowhere to go, and they're trying to get somewhere no matter what. and nobody wants them, it has to be a very fucked up feeling. Nobody wants them. Jamaicans don't want them. The Dominican Republic don't want them. United States of America don't want them. Mexico don't want them. That is a fucked up feeling. But they're putting pressure on us because of our civil rights to make them want to make America need or want them. They want to imply the pressures of our civil rights to make America want them, using the term black. It's very interesting. Laura Makes a Way says, Alexis Fowler, Haiti is a big country. There isn't war everywhere. They portray that so you can feel sorry for them. It's a big country. I don't know how big it is, but how big is it in comparison to England or France, I wonder. Easy X says, why they never call white people lazy. And bingo. We know most are on welfare and they get some lazy mother effers in their community. Oh yeah, nobody's going to talk about them because they want to come over here. So they're never going to criticize white folks. They're just always going to criticize us as sport. Everybody criticizes us online. Now you understand why everybody's criticizing us. Alexis says, I know that's how an MLM scammer I know is able to live in Haiti freely. He lives on the opposite side of where the war is. Wow, Alexis. Yeah, you got to tell me more about him offline. Email me something. Lynn says they use that term lazy to feel better about fleeing their countries and taking jobs and usurping the people. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they use the term lazy to be able to do what they do against us and feel no shame about it, in other words. Alexis says, got to look into the United Nations too. Yeah, I'm sure the United Nations has something to have their hand in this somehow too. You're right about that, and I didn't consider that. I feel like it's a big orchestrated thing that's going on, and a lot of leaders are involved in this planning how this is supposed to turn out, and they're using Kenya as the scapegoat for what's about to happen. They paid to be the scapegoat in this scenario. It's crazy. They messing up your chat. What they doing? We not self-sacrificing because we see that too many African and Caribbeans talk down on us. Yeah, we're not self-sacrificing. What do you mean by they messing up the chat? What do they do? So I hope that you guys gathered more about what the other types of melanated folks are dealing with in the Congo. For one, I feel bad for the Congo. They are being forced to work in the mines against their will, kids and all. Corporations taking billions from them, and they're left with a meal maybe a day. I cannot imagine. A lot of that stuff, though, karma comes to mind. You know, what times past had happened, but Congo has been devastated for hundreds of years behind their resources. It's like they have this hex on them. I don't know if they were involved in slave trade or nothing like that, but I wonder if that has something to do with how they left their door wide open for these colonizers to come in and do what they did years past, and now it continues on today. And that is a long process that they are going to endure, irregardless of anything that anyone says online or offline, because the powers that be are already set up shop and they are running a masterful game on the Congolese people. China is a big presence in Congo, but they're so quiet about how they're moving. It's crazy to me how Congo is being portrayed and messed with like they have been. And Haiti, something's about to happen. And a lot of deaths are probably about to happen. And that's really unfortunate that that's the only resolution that they came up with. But I guess gangs are not making it easy for them to not go this route because they're ruling with their bullets. But I think that Kenya is going to probably have a terrible history effect behind what they're about to do. I've never seen or thought of Kenyans being violent, though. Kenyans being violent. I don't think that that's more or less their type of demeanor. Maybe I have to look more into their history, but I have never heard of Kenyans being violent before. It's crazy. But yeah, Rwanda has a lot to do with Congo. That president, he has a lot to do with Congo. But I'll try to keep up on these type of stories every blue moon so that we will just be aware of what is going on. You said it's correct. Haiti still has ports open for tourists, mainly from Europe on the other side of the island. Only the capital port of Prince is going through this turmoil. Oh, okay. I'm glad you know the geography because I definitely don't understand. I thought Haiti was pretty small, that it would affect all over. So thank you for letting me know it's kind of isolated. Which Congo? There's two. The DR. The DR Congo. What other Congo is there? Laura makes a way. I never heard of that one before. What's the other Congo? Remember the video of Haitians eating mud pies to eat? Yeah, Alexis, I remember that. Is that going to be coming back? Congo has a lot of murders from Rwanda, murkers from Rwanda. Yeah, I heard. So I think Rwanda's working with somebody. Are they working with China, though, is the question. Or are they working with France? I don't know. Alexis says, yes, Rwandans who had a hand in the genocide have slowly returned to Rwanda. Some of them, oh, that's wild, Alexis. They sell mud cookies in Haitian stores in America? What? Lord makes a way. I wouldn't want to try no mud cookie. Lynn says in the United States opening their border to let Central and South America people because they want to take over these countries. U.S. corporations are buying a lot of land in Central and South America. Oh, is that what's going on? Lynn M., thank you for that. Alexis says, Go Black to Africa said he felt a bad energy in Rwanda and thought the land should only be sold to Rwandans due to their pain and history. I wouldn't touch Rwanda with a 10-foot pole. 800,000 people perished in 94. U.S. corporations are buying lots of land in Africa as well, Lynn says. Okay. Easy X says you can't send in any white troops into Haiti. That is a bad look. Black men can't rule a country is the slogan. Yeah, it's sad. And Alexa says you lying. I want to know about those mud cookies being sold. Haitians are in Haiti doing food vlogs. Are they? Okay, so not everywhere is bad. Easy access Congo. Brazzaville is the other Congo. Brazzaville. Well, I've never heard of that before. I have to look that up. Congo, Brazzaville. That's interesting. Yeah, mud cookies. No, thank you. I really appreciate everybody for listening. I hope that you gathered something from this conversation. It is two bad scenarios that are happening both in Haiti and Congo. I don't see any solutions that's going to be a positive for a long, long time, unfortunately. I don't know. By the grace of God, something's got to happen. Some weather changes. I don't know. It is so steeply bad going on over there in the Congo. And it sucks to be over there in the Congo. It sucks to be in Haiti right now. It just sucks to be in predominantly any so-called black, so-called melanated country right now. I don't know what Jamaica's doing, though. I need to look up Jamaica and see how they're doing, because I haven't heard them in the news lately. Haven't heard anything about Jamaica. Have y'all heard anything about Jamaica? You said you got to investigate on the mud cookies here, Alexa says. Republic of Congo is Western Congo. It has its problems, but not the craziness of DRC. Oh, okay. Well, it'd be interesting to see why Jamaica is not trying to let the Haitians come in, a little bit of them, for refugee status right now. What they seeing all this stuff brewing, that means pan-Africanism is a myth. Like I've been saying, everybody wants to self-preservate. They don't want to overload their borders and their countries with random people. Even if you claim that they're black skin, they don't see them as that. They see them as intruders or people that's in need, and people can't help a large scale of helping. And so therefore people are just shutting down, and it's a trap for a lot of the Haitians right now. So I will be keeping up on what's going on with Haiti and with the Congo as time goes on. You said Jamaica is hell? Oh, wow. And I only hear that Jamaica has no public beaches anymore for Jamaicans. China and other countries own those now, own them all. That is the rumor. Wow. I don't know what else to say. But thank y'all for watching. Please like and share the video, and bless up. I'll probably be back sometime tomorrow, but a little bit later. Thank y'all for appearing. Please like and share the video. You said there's former investigators mingling and monitoring the Pan-African and African spaces on YouTube. Who? Who is investigating? Investigating what? The U.S. borders are wide open. Don't be surprised if something happens here. I know. You said, I'm waiting for Alexis to tell me about this investigating going on. Monitoring Pan-African and African spaces. What does that mean? Most is populated by men. Why not? They fighting. They're not built the same way. People don't want to go and get into battle knowing that they more than likely will die. Yeah, please email me. Okay, thank you. If you guys have a song you want to hear, I have like maybe 15 minutes I can spare before I have to go. But if you have a song that you might want to hear, I know that this was very depressing. I know that my spirit feels heavy. I know that some of y'all might think that we're really self-centered or whatever, but long term is going to affect Black Americans, indigenous to America, with all this influx of migrants. It doesn't matter if it is asylum seeking, refugee seeking, it's still going to affect us. Pan-Africanism has been compromised and infiltrated by white supremacy for a long time. Panties don't believe it. It's not based out of Africa. How is it gonna exist if it's not based out of Africa? It started off in London. In fact, let me read something that someone sent me. It's based out of UK. It is I might not be able to find it. I am going to be talking about the inequality going on in Africa. There is there's a subscriber of mine that is putting me on game on what's going on in Africa more, with some more stuff that I will be talking about. Anything that helped me understand stuff, I don't mind getting. She did send me something about Pan-Africanism though. And I can't find it offhand right now, but I will. Oh, is this it? No, that's not it. She says Africans cannot relate to Pan-Africanism. Basically, she entitled it Pan-Africanism in its present form is a luxury ideal born outside. Africans cannot relate to. It has little or no relevance to the Black diaspora or of the Caribbean or America. She said this might be a bit outside of what my challenge focus on, but I think that the idea of one unified Africa is a good one for Africa, not Black Americans. Pan-Africanism solves nothing for them. I'm glad she recognized that. I appreciate she's an African lady who sent me this. Pan-Africanism must be decolonized and Africanized, defective from inception. Pan-Africanism was born outside of Africa. The first Pan-Africanist conference, which was held in London in 1900, was attended largely by African Americans and political activists from the West Indies. Most of these were congregates of anti-slavery Pentecostal churches in the United States of America. In other words, the Pan-African philosophy and movement was born from the African diaspora and generated by descendants of slaves in the Americas. Widely considered the father of Pan-Africanism, William F. Burghardt Du Bois was introduced to Pan-Africanism in London in 1900. I didn't know he was there at 1900. That's interesting. And at the very first Pan-African Congress, the person who introduced Pan-Africanism was a Trinidadian lawyer. His name was Sylvester Williams, who recorded as the first person to use the term publicly. Anyways, she's sending me more and more information about her ideas and what's going on with Africa overall to give me more information about it so that I can learn more. I was looking to see if you guys gave a song, but I see that you didn't. That's okay. I'll go out with Force MDs is what I'll do. I played a song by them earlier. Do you guys remember Tender Love? I think I'll play that song on the way out. Hold on. But I appreciate anyone that emails me to give me more insight to what is going on overall. I appreciate anyone that is going to back me and also give me understanding that you understand where I'm coming from, because some of this stuff, I think people don't understand where I'm coming from. Tender, let me see. Come on. I'm looking for Tender Love. I remember that song, lyrics. I'ma blow your mind, you said? Okay. Y'all remember Tender Love by the Force MDs? I'm just making sure this song is not copywritten. I hope this video stays up, because they interrupted it and they said that I had 2 copywritten videos on there. I pray that I stopped it in time, but in case, could y'all like the video, share the video, and subscribe to my channel. And after this song, I'm going to go.